more importantly, I remember when I was deciding whether or not I was going to go to college and not knowing what to do. So I was like, well, am I going to go to a big college? Do I have money to go to a college at all? What is FAFSA? What is financial aid? I didn't know any of this, so I had to navigate all of these different things on my own, and it was really hard, right? So I wouldn't trade my education for anything, but I want our kids to be prepared to go to college. I want them to know what options they have. We want them to understand the financial aid and scholarship aspect. So this is why we had this idea, and along with the Mercy Foundation, who's here helping me out, we made it a reality, and here we are, the first annual college festival. So thank you so much for coming, guys. So this is really going to be a forum, but it is your forum. You guys are the ones that we're all here for. So I do have some pointed questions for our guests today, but you guys are also going to be able to participate by asking questions as well. Everyone here is an expert in their field, right? So that's the reason why I asked them to come and to help us out with this event. So no question is out of bounds, and of course, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I just want to introduce really quickly who I have here. So I have the Osceola Technical College. Thank you so much for coming, guys. We also have Valencia. I went to Valencia, so, you know. We also have Florida Technical College here as well. We have the Education Foundation. We also have Mr. Thacker, who is he's a school board member as well, and he's been helping me out a lot, and I'm so glad that he's here. And this is his district, so it's really great that he came out to help us out as well. We also have Commissioner Viviana Dainer. We got lucky enough to have the Sheriff's Office and Kissimmee Police today. What have I done right in my life? We also have Barbara Katie, who's here representing the iron workers. And finally, we have Mr. Wright, who is a teacher right here at Denn. He's actually an avid teacher. Anthony Cook is here as well. How are you, Anthony? College and career specialist, so he knows everything about college. Thank you so much for being here. And sorry to forget, I'm like going down the list. Thank you so much, Anthony. So actually, Carrie, thanks for bringing that up, because I actually want to get started with high school, right? Before we think about going to university or college, we have to think about what are the right steps that we need to take in high school in order to be successful. So I'm kind of glad that Mike is here, because I'm going to have him talk a little bit about what we can do while we are in high school in order to prepare for that next step. So Michael, you're up. Mike?
Me and Anthony?
Anthony, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yeah, Anthony. He knows I'm talking about him too. He knows. So I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions. I remember when I was in high school, I was like, I need to take these classes. No one cares about electives, right? I'm gonna start thinking about going to college when I'm in 11th grade. But I found out the hard way that that is not necessarily true. So Anthony, can you tell us a little bit about what we can start doing in high school in order to set ourselves up for success for going to university or a technical college?
Absolutely. So in Osceola County, one of the things that we have, oh, wow.
We're fancy now.
Yes, powerful. You're right, Terry. Yes, my S is on my chest. It's coming out. So in Osceola County, one of the things that we've done that we found research behind that's very important is to make sure that we have a nice counselor to student ratio. I believe it's 1 to 400, so depending on the size of the school, that's the ratio that you're looking at. So some schools may have 4, Toho's one of our larger schools, they have 7 counselors. So I bring that up to say this, your best friend in the high schools is your school counselor, and then your college and career counselor. So one of the ways that you set yourself up for success, one of the things that we do here in the district When students transfer from the middle schools to the high schools, they are introduced to our college and career exploration program called Naviance. Within Naviance, there are 7 different inventories that they can take that links them right to potential careers. There's a super match in there. They can plug that career in. They can plug in their GPA. They can plug in how much they want the school to cost, and it'll match them to all different schools throughout the state, throughout the nation. So as long as they are in school, they are receiving lessons that will bring them into Naviance. So for 9th grade, we have specific lessons built in. For 10th grade, for 11th grade, for example, during the first semester, all 11th graders will have done their Career Interest Explorer. They will have done their super match to find colleges that they're interested in. And then come second semester, they will have done the scholarship search, and they would have built their resumes, their academic resumes, because most schools will ask for some type of academic resume. Most scholarships will ask for that as well. So we're trying to prepare them for whatever pathway it is that they're going to take from that standpoint. From the other standpoint, you want to recognize that we do have Project Lead the Way in all of our middle schools, and as they transition into the high schools, Celebration and Gateway typically don't have a lot of career pathway programs just because they're IB schools, but most of our other high schools do. What I mean by career pathway is if you attend, let's say, Point Santa High School, and you've taken the career interest inventory, and we recognize that automotive is an area that you're interested in, Point Santa has an automotive course. So in addition to their academic courses that they would have, they would also have those elective courses to prepare them for when they graduate, to walk out with certifications where they can walk right into the industry and start working that way. So your school counselor and your college and career counselor really become your best friends because, one, they are in charge of the schedules as it relates to, what their test scores look like and how they're excelling in their classrooms. And 2, those college and career counselors are hooking them up to those career interests so that we can align their academics and their coursework with the areas of interest that they have. So you want to make sure that they're at school, that they're taking those assessments within the Naviance program, and that they're making those connections with their school counselors and their college and career counselors so they can get placed accordingly.
Perfect, thank you so much. I wish I had paid more attention and been nicer to my counselors when I was in high school. Really would have helped out. So thank you so much. We also have Mr. Wright here. He actually is a teacher right here at Denn, and he's actually one of the leaders of the ADVIT program. And I'm not sure that everybody here knows what the ADVIT program is, but I think that it is an amazing way to kind of set our kids for success. So Mr. Wright, can you tell us a little bit more about the ADVIT program and how it helps to set up our children, our students, for success?
Yeah, sure. AVID has been around for 40 years. It's a proven program. It focuses on students that would be first-generation college students and their family. I'm really passionate about it because I was a first-generation college graduate. We look for students that aren't necessarily A students. We're looking for B, C students. Students that really need a little bit of support. We give them that support through tutorials. We bring in college tutors that we pay every week. During school, they get that tutorial session. We focus on organization. We focus on getting them visiting colleges and researching colleges. And we really have a proven track record. AVID, the stat that they like to tout is that 93% of students that are in AVID for 4 years in high school get into the college of their choice. So it's a really great program. It's definitely something to look into. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, so what are some of the things that our parents should keep in mind? If they have a middle schooler, for example, who they really want to start on that track path to going into college, what are some of the things to keep in mind in order to get them into the program?
So some of the things to keep in mind is that AVID has a system of organization. A lot of people, when they think of AVID and organization, they think of this giant 3-inch binder that kids have to carry around, and it is just a system. It's a system to keep them organized, to keep them on track because if they have that system, then they know exactly where everything is. They have all of the things that they need for success. So pretty much AVID has that binder checked every week, so that way, students know exactly what they need and they have everything ready.
Perfect, yeah, so it sounds like getting to know your counselors, understanding what your career paths are, maybe getting into the ADVIT program is a great way to kind of set that foundation for thinking about what to do post-high school. So post-high school doesn't mean college for everyone, right? It could mean a technical career career, it could mean a 2-year career, it could be a 4-year career. So I actually have some folks here that are going to tell us a little bit more about what different pathways, like Anthony was telling us about, what different pathways you can go ahead and take in order to take advantage of careers post-high school. I'd like to go ahead and start with OTech. Can you tell us a little bit more about your program? What careers do you offer?
We're caught on the thing here. Perfect, thank you, Jesse. Well, hello everyone, I'm Tom Ott. I'm the principal for Untitled Technical College and our associated professional and technical high school. I have Jesse Munoz with me, who's one of our student services representatives, and Jonathan Latour Lopez is one of our financial aid officers. And what's unique about us is we are the only public post-secondary nonprofit technical college in Osceola County. We operate 3 campuses, one right down the road off of Simpson Road in Kissimmee, one in St. Cloud, and one in Point Siena. And we offer 26 career pathway programs. These are fully standardized programs from the Department of Education, as well as local industry, and we offer multiple industry certifications within these programs. Anything from health sciences to manufacturing to human services such as cosmetology, criminal justice. We have our law enforcement officer program, fully functioning salon and cosmetology, and a lot of different opportunities for students. We really hang our hat on the fact that we prepare you for the workforce or continuing education elsewhere once you finish with us. And Anthony touched on the career pathways that we have in our high schools. And we really look at really elementary schools on up as a talent pipeline. When we start prepping students for future success in elementary school, we have to understand that they need to obtain skill. We know that coming by 2030, the Central Florida workforce area is going to need about 750,000 new jobs over what's currently open now. And most of those are going to be at the level above high school, but less than college. So that fits right into that career pathway perspective. Based on our own perspectives, we know that our employers look for skill, not necessarily where you got it from, but what skill do you have? And that's what we specialize in. Our students leave us with multiple industry credentials to show those skills. The fact that they get those tells us that they actually show us they can do the thing that they are showing us they can do. For example, for phlebotomy, our students actually do 50 successful draws on live people, so we become pincushions, before they can sit and certify for that exam, but we know they can actually do it, not just pass the test. What's really unique about us, about 99% of our students leave us with no debt whatsoever, as we operate off of the Pell Financial Aid Grant. It's not a loan. If you qualify, it is yours. We take students all the way from 16 years old to, I think our oldest student right now is 68 years old. And we operate just like everybody is a college student, whether they come to us in their junior or senior year from their high schools as a dual enrollment student, or come to us as a career changer, straight out of high school, somebody that may not have been successful before in education and trying to do something different with their lives. We have many, many different students, and we all prepare them for their future success. We have all this information here to share with you. I could talk for the rest of the afternoon, but I won't. We are happy to answer any questions that you have. Jesse can walk you through the enrollment process. Jonathan can walk you through what financial aid looks like for us, and we can just answer any general questions.
All right, thanks. And just continuing on with the post-high school questions, we do have Valencia College here as well. So can you tell us a little bit about the programs that you offer, and also what kind of student profile you're looking for to kind of enter your university or your college?
Of course. So we have a lot of programs. Currently, Valencia offers Associate in Arts, Associate in Science, and Bachelor's degrees as well as technical certificates. So, of course, we can go a little bit more in detail if you guys have any specific questions into those degrees, but with an Associate in Science, our students can transfer to a university, such as their general AA degree, and then they will continue their education at a university. We do have that one-on-one connection and partnership with UCF, so our students have guaranteed admission to UCF after they graduate with their 2-year degree. And then our Associate in Science is also a 2-year degree, but it's more specific into your career field. So if you just want to study for the 2 years, start working afterwards, you can get an Associate in Science degree in a specific career field. Some of our students actually, our tuition is maybe like $6,000 for our 2 years, and then they can be getting paid after they graduate almost $40,000 annually. So you can tell the difference. You're only paying $6,000, but you're gaining the $43,000 afterwards. So then we also have our technical certificates, which those lasts about a few weeks to a few months as well. That depends on the degree that you're going for. And then now Valencia offers bachelor's degrees. That's why we're not known as a community college, we're just Valencia College, because we do offer a bachelor's degree in nursing. We also have business organizational leadership, information technology, and so forth. As for our student profile, we are an open access school, meaning that we don't look into your SAT scores, ACT scores, our GPA requirement. There's actually none. So you don't have to have a certain GPA. We accept any student who has a high school diploma or a GED.
I think it's important also to talk about the accessibility of education, which is again why I wanted to have this forum. You know, a lot of times we think, oh, I'm never going to get into Harvard or I'm never going to get into UF, for example. But at the end of the day, we still have so many options when it comes to becoming educated. So whether it's going to OTEC, whether it's to Valencia College, or whether it's going to FTC, for example, we have so many different options. And I really am glad that you guys are here to talk about the accessibility of education. It's not something that is far away, or it's still within our reach. So let's go ahead and continue on with our technical and college folks that are here. So Florida Technical College, you guys offer 4-year degrees as well, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so can you tell us a little bit about what the degrees you offer, as well as, you know, how do you decide what programs you're going to offer for the community around you?
Of course. Thanks for having me here. My name is Ana Gonzalez, and my job at FTC is to visit the high schools, to speak to you guys about the programs that we offer, and kind of like invite you guys to come and tour our campuses. FTC has many campuses all throughout Central Florida and South Florida. The closest one from this school is the one in Kissimmee. It's located in Plaza del Sol. We have many programs such as certificate in the beauty industry, hospitality. We have trade programs, welding, HVAC, electrical. We also have associate's degree and bachelor's. One of the great things about FTC is that we are regionally accredited. Okay, that's very important to know. Why? Because you don't see a lot of technical colleges being regionally accredited. So that means that we have the same caliber as your state universities and colleges. Okay? One of the things also that I want to mention is that we have 6 courses in Spanish, completely in Spanish, totalmente en español, 6 programas. So I think that's very great for me to bring that up so you guys also know. And real quick, I want to mention about another school that it's also part of our organization. It's called the DAVE School, and this stands for Digital Animation and Visual Effects School. This school is located in the back lot of Universal Studios, and as is a part of us, it's also regionally accredited. The only thing about the DAVE School is that we do not accept Title IV. We do not have general classes. So you go straight into the field of animation and visual effects, motion graphics. So you're into playing video games or creating film. I highly recommend that you guys take a look at thedaveschool.com. I'm going to pass it on to my partner over here so she can talk to you a little bit about financial aid.
Hi, my name is Jackie Fleming. I handle the financial aid at Florida Technical College. A lot of our students that come into our school, basically the first step to financial aid, as you all on this board know, is the FAFSA, which is a free application for federal student aid that's going to determine your eligibility. Majority of our programs are covered by financial aid, which is your grants, as well as the federal loans, and some of them do have small payment plans.
I'm going to say 90% of our students do qualify for financial aid. We also have internal scholarships, and that's based on needs.
Yeah, perfect. And I'm glad that I think most of the schools brought financial aid folks as well. So that's the biggest question, right? How do we pay for school? I gotta tell you, personally for me, one of the things that I'm really passionate about is to ensure that our students, well, not just our students in Osceola County, but in general, that they don't incur the amount of debt that my generation, #millennials, that my generation incurred in order to go to university, right? I think that a lot of us thought, hey, you know what, college is an investment and it's fine, we'll go ahead and figure it out. And I think that we're starting to find out that it is So if we can do that with a little bit less debt, that is amazing, and that's what we're here to talk about. I actually have some folks here from the Education Foundation that are going to talk about scholarships as well. But before I get to them, we still want to continue talking about the different career paths that are available for students, no matter what age they are. So we have 2 law enforcement agencies here with us, and I'd like to go ahead and just ask them, if a student is thinking about going into law enforcement, what are some of the things that we want to consider? What are some of the things that can help them to prepare for a career in law enforcement? And I'll go ahead and start with Sheriff's Department, and then I'll have the same question for Kissimmee as well.
Good evening, everybody. Well, that's a good question. At the Osceola County Sheriff's Office, we've created a foundation that allows you to cut a path into success at a very young age. One way we do that is through the Explorers Program. If you are a middle school student and you aspire to become a law enforcement officer, joining the Explorers Program allows you to gain the experience of going hands-on and dealing with people. We compete on a state level, all various types of law enforcement training, whether it be driving, shooting, and things like that. They do a lot of community events and so on. From the Explorers Program, they actually are part of a scholarship fund where you can actually win a scholarship and have your police academy paid for. We usually end the Explorers Program until 21 years old. Well, to be a deputy in our agency, you gotta be 21. But if you aspire to be law enforcement, you can have the Explorers Program give you the tools you need at a very young age, and it becomes natural. By the time you become 21, it's all you know because you've trained for it for such a long time. And at that point, once you're in the police academy, it's game on. A lot of fun. It's time for you to train and give back and do what you do. So now, if you don't aspire to be law enforcement, we have other career paths in our agency that allow you to grow and help law enforcement from, I like to call it, from the madness behind the curtains perspective. We cannot function without our civilian employees. We cannot function without our 911 operators. We cannot function with everybody who crosses the T's and dots the I's for us. It's a challenging profession, and it takes an entire team to come together. And using football or basketball as an example, a football team or basketball team consists of many positions and many skills. Individually, you're not going to win the game, but all those skills collectively allow you to be a strong force. So when it comes to our agency, we look for skills from all walks of life. Whether you want to be a civilian 911 operator, whether you want to be a fleet mechanic, whether you want to be a law enforcement officer, whether you want to start from a young age and enter right in at young adulthood, the options are going to be yours. We have the foundation in place for that, and it's just a matter of making a decision, sticking to what you feel you want to do when that calling is ready, and just move forward. I strongly recommend one great way to train yourself and get that realistic point of view is to do a civilian ride-along. You can go to our main office, grab a hold harmless agreement form. You sign a document that says you're ready to ride along with the sheriff's deputy on a Friday night, Saturday night, and witness firsthand what it takes to do what we do. And that's a phenomenal program that our agency has. So once again, to reiterate, from a young age, you can enter as a young man, as a young lady, and keep adventuring forward into that career path as an explorer. Make a decision on whether or not you want to go into the civilian side or the law enforcement side. Commit, move forward, and just allow us to embrace everything you want to experience. So I think having an agency with such a foundation from the bottom up is very rare and amazing. Hopefully that teaches that young man back there that we are ready for him the minute you want to go on an explorer's uniform. Or this guy right here smiling, going, I can't wait till I'm 21 years old. I see you. So, it's, we're here for you. Just make a decision. Come see our agency. Come to our events. Check us on Facebook. Go on a ride-along. And you can experience it firsthand. So hopefully that was a good answer.
Yes, perfect. I have the same question over for Kissimmee as well.
Just to add on to what was said about the Explorers program, we also had that program at the Kissimmee Police Department, and one of the things that we focus on with kids in high school is building their confidence. A lot of times you see kids who come in, they're lacking confidence. They need to work on their communication skills with adults and out in the real world. So we try to work on their communication skills, building their confidence, and getting them ready for any career field that they want to go into, whether it be law enforcement or any career field. So it's a great benefit for anyone who's in high school to come into an Explore program. We sit with them. We'll go over and work with them on how to fill out a job application because they may not even know how to do that. So we want to work with them on developing real life skills, communicating with the public. Those are some of the things that we work on in the Explore program. How can they approach the general public? When they go on a job interview, some of the things they need to say, how they can work on introducing themselves, just like law enforcement, right? We come in contact with people, we have to introduce ourselves, we have to be confident, we have to know, our job and what we're doing. So we want to develop those skills for young people so that when they go out into the real world, they're prepared for that. I would also say that when you're in high school or in middle school, get involved in programs, get involved in after-school programs or any type of program that you may be put in a leadership position. Because we want kids to develop those leadership skills and be confident when they come into the real world. So whether they go to college or whether they decide to go into law enforcement, they can go directly into the academy. We have you can become a Kissimmee dispatcher, a 911 operator. You can be 18 years old to start that career path. So we recommend that too for kids who want to start maybe a career in law enforcement. You can start as a dispatcher, as a 911 operator, learn those communication skills, go to the academy, or finish your college degree. You have to be 21 to be a police officer, so that's a couple of years there to get your bachelor's degree, associate's degree. You can work as a telecommunicator at the same time. And learn a little bit more about law enforcement in the meantime. So hopefully that
No, that was great. I really appreciate actually from all of the panelists that we're talking about holistic education, and that's one thing that I'm really passionate about. It's not just teaching you how to do a job, but teaching you how to be a functioning person in society. And I think it's really important that every single one of the panelists has brought that up, that holistic education and what else can you do with this particular career path. So I really do appreciate that. We do have a special guest who walked in while we were talking. Sheriff Gibson, how are you?
Good to be here.
Thank you so much for coming. We were just having a great conversation about different career paths that we offer, not just in Osceola County, but beyond. I think that we're really getting to know what is offered here in Osceola County, and everybody's done a really great job of explaining that. I know that you're passionate about education as well. So what are some of the things that you think our folks here can keep in mind when thinking about what are we going to do for our children or even for ourselves to go ahead and continue our education?
Well, one of the things that we can do is what we're doing right now with question and answering for some of the folks that are here today. It's like this gentleman said, college is a great thing, and I am a person who believes in higher education. My wife has gone through school, and she has a couple bachelor's degrees and a master's degree. Our son is a junior at UCF, and he's going to be a double major there. So we know that, and we teach our children that when you're going to school and you graduate from high school, it's not an end. It's actually just the very beginning of what the future holds for you. And that's the mindset that we put into our children from the time that they were able to walk and start school, that really it's a journey, and we try to really make it fun and inviting for them. But I also tell them that the measurement of true happiness is doing something that you love. And a couple of the pilots that we had at a job fair the other day had told some of the folks that if you're doing something that you love for a living, you really never work a day in your life. And so when you're going to be doing a job for 30, 40 years, you really want to seek it out and make sure that it's something that you enjoy. The measurement of success isn't how much money you make, but if you make a lot of money, that's great. I want to see you after this is over anyway. But if you're happy doing what you're doing, you are a success, and that's what we tell our children.
Absolutely. So again, holistic learning and really finding your passion, which is why I'm so glad that so many pathways are here to talk about the specific passion that you can go ahead and follow. I also have Barbara Katie. I know that that you wanted to talk a little bit about apprenticeship programs. So one of the things that I think is important, again, and I keep mentioning this over and over again, is I went to university and I loved it. But that's not going to be for everyone, right? So we want to really explore what is it that we offer in our community in order to help us find, like Sheriff Gibson said, that passion and that career path for ourselves. So Barbara Katie, you actually have a couple of things you wanted to share as well?
I do, thank you very much, Terry. Okay, so I'm here representing the apprenticeship program with the Iron Workers Local Union 808. Does anyone, how many people here have heard of apprenticeships? Okay, good. Does anyone know anyone who has finished an apprenticeship and gone on to have a career? Okay, well right here, this is the best kept secret. It's just over the Osceola County, Orange County line on Lance Street Road. That's where the facility is. And exactly what it is an apprenticeship is a working relationship between an employer and an employee during which time the apprentice learns a trade. The apprenticeship trains in every aspect of the trade, and it includes job and technical. So what they've got at this facility, I got the opportunity to tour it, and I know that I was very excited when I came out. Maybe you're 18 years old, or you're a veteran, or anything in between, and you're not sure what you want to do. College maybe not your thing, or maybe you've done college and you're ready to change. This is a wonderful program, and the guys are terrific. They're actually at a different fair in Tampa today, so I said I would represent them. I have information here. What is you learn welding, you learn ironworking, and at the end of your 4-year program, you are a card-carrying union member of the Iron Workers Union, and you can take that anywhere in the United States. You would work on building bridges, tall buildings, anything that has steel in it. And here, this particular facility, and people work over in Space Center. So they did a lot of work over there with our space program. So come over here to the table when we're done, and I'll give you some pamphlets, and we can sign you up. All you have to be is 18 years old, have a driver's license, birth certificate, social security card, and 2 letters of recommendation from either teachers or former employers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, all of these are very interesting pathways, right? But we haven't talked about what mommy and daddy really want to talk about, right? What is it? Money, right? How are we going to pay for this stuff? So, we actually have a couple of folks who are going to answer any questions when it comes to financial aid and scholarships, but I really want to go ahead and start with the Education Foundation and ask them, what kind of scholarships do we offer? What are some things that we want to keep in mind in middle school and high school to kind of get us set up for success? Because I don't know about you, but I have a 14-year-old, and all I'm doing right now in my waking hours is thinking about how am I going to pay for Rollins, because that's where she wants to go. So Carrie, can you help us out with the scholarship aspect, please?
Sure. Hi, I'm Carrie Avery. I'm with the Education Foundation of Osceola County. We support and enhance public education in Osceola County with different programs. The 2 I'd like to tell you about today are our career pipeline. So I would like for you guys to communicate with your counselors and your college and career counselors at your high school, even middle school, to talk about what your interests may be. We take a lot of field trips currently into the medical and construction industry to give you insight to hopefully ignite some interest in a possible career path. We're looking to grow that program into hospitality and law enforcement. So we'll have a few other opportunities for students to go on free field trips to learn about career possibilities. It's all post-secondary education, which means it's certification or community college or college. We offer scholarships, which is I know what you guys would like to hear about today. The Education Foundation has endowments that they have created to support our graduating seniors here in Osceola County. We offer those scholarships every year. Our application process opens up in November and ends in February. We will be awarding over 125 scholarships from the Education Foundation, but we also work with 72 community partners currently to give you the option and availability for additional scholarship opportunities. Currently, we're going to award about 350 scholarships this year. Here on April 24th, you're welcome to come out and witness that wonderful event and support your friends. But I would like to encourage you to go to our website. I have some information here at the end of our session that you can take with you. You can either call or look all the information up online. Most important thing I think that you could do is work with your college and career counselor or your counselors at your school. Anthony supervises all those wonderful men and women, but they will help your students explore the opportunities that are available to them, put them on the path, teach them the right skills that they need to be successful so that they can earn bright futures, which is another free scholarship opportunity for all the students that are here in the state of Florida, which is funded by our lottery. The district, Anthony works really hard to put out FAFSA nights. It can be very overwhelming to fill out the free financial aid application, but all of the schools, and we also partner with Valencia on a few of the events to make sure that the students have the opportunity and access to fill out that application, and we actually have people that will sit with you and fill out the applications.
To that point, every state in our nation has a foundation that gives out scholarships. Education Foundation was recognized a few years ago as 8th in the nation for the amount of money that they give. And every year, every year when I was at Princeton working as a college and career counselor, they would call me up and say, Anthony, do you have a student for the scholarship because nobody's completed this application for this specific scholarship. So we're planting the seed now. When they become a senior and that application opens up in November, one of the things that points in that I would push with my kids, the first 2 things we're going to get done in October, on the 1st, when FAFSA opens up, that's the first thing we're going to get done to get you money. The second thing we're going to do November 1st when Education Foundation opens up, we're going to do that one because the likelihood that you're going to get awarded a scholarship from that is very high because we have literally one of the top 10 best scholarship foundations in the nation. So planting the seed now, come senior year, you need to make sure that FAFSA is one of the things that you communicate to your kids, and then Education Foundation is the second thing you communicate to your kids. After that, we'll take care of additional scholarships that are housed in NAVINs. We have national scholarships that are housed in there, and then we have about 2, I think when I counted yesterday, literally I was in there yesterday working on more scholarships added in there for our students. But there's over 200 scholarships that are identified that students have either been awarded in our county or our big hitters that are national ones that our students have also been awarded. So FAFSA, Education Foundation, NAVIN scholarships.
Wow, so much free money. I know when I was going to school, I didn't think about scholarships. I'm like, I'm not good enough, I'm not gonna get anything, and I'm sure I miss out on some money. So don't think that you're not gonna get a scholarship because maybe your grades or whatever. Apply anyway. And Anthony was talking about the FAFSA. One of the things that is really important for us to understand is how critical it is to apply for or do the FAFSA application. It is free money. And I actually have Asma here. She's a law student at FIU right now, and she has helped countless people to fill out the FAFSA. So she is kind of do you want to call you an expert? Is that one? Can we do that? So she's, no, I can't legally, right? I can't legally call her an expert. So, but you are very skilled in it. So can you talk a little bit about the FAFSA from your point of view as a student especially? Because I know when I looked at it, I was like, yikes, I can't. This is so much information, right? So what are some of the things to keep in mind, right, when we are filling out the FAFSA?
One of the things that I would say is it is scary, especially when you've never done it before, you're first generation. And for me personally, it was scary. They're asking about my name, they're asking about my social security number, they're asking when my parents got married, but I don't do that. But they're asking a lot of personal information, especially tax information from my parents. And that was a little scary because, I don't know how to get that information. That's not something that I have on me. But the first time you do it, when you go onto the website at FAFSA.gov, they have everything on there. They have demos, they show you how to do it. The first time you do it, it might take you an hour. I would suggest you do it October 1st, like some people mentioned, do it earlier. The earlier you do it, the more money you likely will get. There are some scholarships that are first come, first serve. And then I guess one of the things that I would say is there is an IRS data retrieval tool, which is very helpful. Because basically what you do is you link to the IRS and it will pull all of the tax information from your parents and it will populate the form for you, so you don't necessarily have to do it yourself. I would say that the first time you do it, it might take you an hour. The second time, it will repopulate for you unless anything has changed. It will take you 10 minutes, if that. You will be eligible, because it's a federal program, you'll be eligible for Pell Grants, loans, all different sort of things. Once you complete the form, it gives you an EFC, which is the estimated financial contribution that your family is expected to make towards your education. The lower it is, the better, which means you're eligible for more, or based on your finances, you might be eligible for more things. Another thing I would keep in mind is that the FAFSA is not merit-based. They don't ask you about your grades, it's strictly financial information. And not only is it important for getting federal money, but it's also important for state-funded programs. A lot of these colleges have mentioned that they look at the FAFSA. Your school might have different deadlines, but they will also give you scholarships based on your FAFSA, based on your EFC essentially, which is the estimated financial contribution. So I would say, I mean, it's free money. Who doesn't want free money? I ended my 7th year of school. I actually went to Valencia College for my associate's degree, and then I went to UCF for my bachelor's. I did dual degrees, and then I went to law school. I still have to fill it out in law school. So as long as you're in higher education, you most likely will have to fill it out every single year. And it's free money, and why not? You know, just do it. It's 1 hour of your time, and you're gonna get thousands of dollars potentially. So, just saying.
To that point, the state of Florida has the lowest state average tuition. It has the lowest state average tuition
Out of all states, 6,100 on average. Guess how much you get if you get full Pell Grant? Anybody want to guess?
6,500?
It actually rose up. It was 6,095. Last month found out it's 6,107. So if you are a student who is about to graduate high school and you complete your FAFSA and you get full Pell Grant, you've just now paid tuition to whatever college you want to go to in the state of Florida, pretty much. That's number one. Number two, I always tell my students, FAFSA is like Black Friday. Who gets the best deals on Black Friday? It's the crazy folks, right? They got like tents, pitch, and they like brought meals, they out there camping, you know what I'm saying? It holds their spot. So October 1st, when that hits, you want to fill it out because that holds your spot. The state of Florida, that average FAFSA completion is at 61%. That's literally billions of dollars that are being left on the table in our state that our families and students are not accessing. That's free money. I'll have you know that last year, our county was at 60%. So we're 1% below the national average and we're murdering the state average. I'm not even concerned about that. We're going for national. Most of our schools are Title I or CEP schools, meaning most of our families are at a place where if they completed the FAFSA, they will get some of that money to them with that Pell Grant, that free money. So I always encourage my families, you don't take yourself out of the running. Complete the FAFSA and let them decide whether or not you're going to get money. The worst they can say is no. The best they can say is here's 1,000 or here's 6,100. Go ahead and go to whatever college you want to go to if you can get in there. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. Free money. That's what I heard. Free money, and we should all be filling out the FAFSA no matter what, because clearly it is, especially for us here, we're probably going to be able to get some kind of help, right? So I know that we have some folks here who have some questions, but before that I wanted to ask Mr. Thacker and Commissioner Jeter if they had any final words. You guys are obviously here to support education, so what can you tell us about being successful in education? What has your experience been? And any advice that you would have?
Well, first of all, it's all great advice. I'll tell you, I was talking with Deputy Rios here, and we are both from New York City, and we were saying how lucky the students are here to have school counselors and people that help to guide them, such as the people that are here. We did not have that in school, and so we were very just new to the process and had no idea how to fill out a FAFSA form. So I am the product of FAFSA and Pell Grants. I went to my full undergraduate degree paid for by Pell Grants. And my undergraduate is a bachelor's in business administration with a major in public accounting. And then I hit reality when I tried to do my master's and just finished paying that off like 2 years ago. So talk about debt and frustration. It was a really hard reality. So don't leave that free money on the table. Education is important whether you decide to go to the college, university, or technical school. It's so important. We at the County Commission support our school board. We support our educational, secondary educational programs like Valencia College, Advanced Manufacturing Training Center, where you could train for a career in technology and literally in a couple of weeks or a couple of months be certified and be able to get your job. So that's great not only for young students looking for an alternate path, but also for adults maybe looking for a new career path. So thank you very much for having me here today.
Sure, thank you.
And I just want to add, I don't have that much to add to what all the experts said here, but Terry, thank you for putting this together. Thank you for coming. It's not a huge crowd today, but as we build on this, it's extremely important that people start to hear what's going on. And I guess if there's just one thought I want to impart with you is, when a student gets that high school diploma, when I graduated 40 years ago, it probably had more value for a career than it does today. So as you get that diploma, now is the time that you've got to start to specialize. We've got a whole different gamut in this room, which is kind of fun to see. And it doesn't matter what you're going to do, whether you're going to be a brain surgeon or an auto mechanic, you're going to need extra training from what you have through your traditional 12 grades of school. So it doesn't matter whether it's technical, it doesn't matter whether it's a certification, it doesn't matter whether it's careers that have academies, it doesn't matter whether it's union apprenticeship programs, it doesn't matter whether it's a 4-year degree. The point is, the high school diploma is not the answer, it's not the end game anymore, it's beyond that. Education is the great equalizer in this country, it's one thing that sets us apart. We have free access to education up until to get that high school diploma, but there's got to be the continuation. We know it costs money. We know we have a lot of people around the world, or around the country, but particularly in this community, that don't have that money. So you're hearing a great story about where to find that money. The school district has put a lot of resources and efforts into Mr. Cook's team. Hugely important set of resources for the community, for students and parents. They're there for you. They're there to be used. That's what their whole purpose and the budget that we spend on that. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to ask. They work for you. Everybody in the school district works for everybody in this room. That's what we're there for. We're there to help make students successful at the end of their high school and into their start of their career, future education and training. So I'm really happy to see the people here that are here, and these people will be able to give you far more information. And like I say, use Mr. Cook and his team. That's what they're there for. One thing, and I don't know if you know this or not, but I've been to some of the individual high schools and they talk about how much money at their college awards level. And like Osceola's high school last year had about $5 million worth of, I may not be exactly right, close, $5 million worth of scholarships awarded into one high school last year. So if I'm assuming that all the other high schools are probably in that same ballpark, you're looking at $25 to $30 million worth of scholarships that are being handed out in Osceola County. I'm not close, I don't know exactly, but it's in that ballpark. So there is money there, and it's there in some cases just from the asking, in other cases a lot of criteria. But don't be afraid to go after it. Anything you can do to get done without debt is well worth the effort. So thank you again for coming. Thanks, Terry.
Great, thank you. So, I want to go ahead and open up the floor to you guys and to ask any of the panelists what questions you have. And of course, we have all brought some swag. So before the event ends, I would love it if you guys would go ahead and pick up some of the amazing swag that was brought by our folks who are helping out today. So, does anybody have any questions? We'll go ahead and get started. Yes. Do you want to come up? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Michelle Kennard. I'm here with my daughter. She's a student here at Denn. My question is for Valencia College because she wants to go in the medical field. She wants to be a doctor. It's going to cost a lot of money. She wants to go to UCF. However, she doesn't want to leave Kissimmee. She wants to stay right here. So I want to know the pathway to get her there from your college.
A lot of students, while they're in high school, they do the dual enrollment program. Like Old Tech has talked about as well. She can get a head start.
We do have a lot of students who have graduated with their associate degree and their high school diploma at the same time. So if she starts with dual enrollment, she can already save money there. And then afterwards transfer to UCF, and of course she'll have, at least by then, have her associate degree, so you won't have to worry about that tuition. You just have to worry about your bachelor's degree. Our advice is that when she is a part of the dual enrollment program, to start getting her foot into that career field. We do have a great internship office at our Solar campus right over here, and so she can actually start working at the hospitals, getting that experience, the hands-on experience in there. So you can further go.
For dual enrollment, she can start right now.
You do have the opportunity to start right now. The only thing with dual enrollment, if you're underage, you do have to have your parent with you. So of course, that could be a little bit difficult with parents having a job, but if you have the time, then she can start right now with the dual enrollment program.
Thank you so much. We actually have, Asma has a lot of experience with education as well. So you did the dual enrollment and you are direct connects. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because that would be a great thing to add on.
So basically, Valencia has a program with UCF, and if you want to go to UCF, you have a direct connect program, which makes it easier for you. But I actually was a UCF student that took all of my classes at the Valencia Osceola campus on this road. So the only time I went to main campus was orientation. I had never actually attended any classes at the UCF campus. So if their classes are offered at Building 4, which is the UCF, I guess, hub sort of for Valencia, you don't necessarily have to attend all of your classes at main campus. You could potentially stay in Kissimmee and take your UCF classes at Valencia. So that's always an option to consider.
Not all courses are available at the Valencia campus, but you can at least take most of them there if they're available.
So I would be remiss not to jump in on this conversation because I had to give you my flag for the professional technical high school while you're asking that question. Here's exactly what this could look like for your daughter. We do have the Associated Professional Technical High School, as I said earlier, and it is connected with Osceola Technical College. All of Osceola Technical College's programs articulate into Valencia. So when you're earning your certificate of completion and your industry certification with us, you're also earning college credit with Valencia. So what this could look like is a student enters our professional technical high school in 9th grade. We do a career inventory through non-violence, as Anthony was talking about earlier. And if we know that your daughter wants to go the health science route, we're going to combine her academic route with the career and technical education route with her ultimate goal of becoming a doctor. So we're going to make sure that she routes through biology, AP biology, anatomy and physiology through her academics, put her into a OTEC program that's going to help her meet that goal, which will then articulate credit to Valencia. What it gets you and your daughter is your high school diploma and your certificate from OTEC, your industry certifications at no cost to you, and that articulated credit. So we have credits that articulate anywhere from 4 to 27 credits. 27 credits towards an MS degree, you're halfway done, and mom didn't pay for it. So it's a huge opportunity for our students to take advantage of that, and then they can direct connect from Valencia to UCF as we're hearing. So we have those pathways pretty well laid out already. We can talk much more about that if you're interested.
Because one of her thing is that she wants to go to Osceola High School. So that's the background we're having right now,
You can still enroll with us in junior and senior year and still have that opportunity.
She can dual enroll at OTEC or Valencia. If she does not
Or
want to
both.
dual enroll, or both, if she does not want to dual enroll, Osceola High School does have a medical pathway that she can go through and earn certifications. However, as I always advise my families, begin with the end in mind. If the goal is to reduce the cost of school, then I would prefer her to dual enroll at both or at one or the other versus staying at Osceola High School just because she wants to have the Osceola High School experience. I am an Osceola High School grad. I ain't mad at you, boo. I get you. I got you. However, if the end in mind is, listen, college or schooling is going to be too much for us, then I would say take advantage of those dual enrollment opportunities so that you can reduce that cost, which ultimately articulates up to further levels, and you're not having to pay that down here. It's going to save on that back end. So that would be my advice. Skip the high school experience and do the dual enrollment experience if the goal is I want to be here and I do not want to be paying thousands and thousands of dollars to get there.
Well, FTC also has a medical assistant program, just so that you are aware.
No competition over here. We're just trying to educate you, a young lady. I wish I also had that experience of having somebody who educated me. I'm also first generation college graduate. Okay, so I understand where you're coming from. And mom as well. So at FTC, we also have a medical assistant technician program. One of the great things about this program is that you can start in 2 days on campus and 2 days online. Because we have this blended learning program where students learn on campus and also online at the same time. And we also have scholarships for those who qualify. So you also do this based on your FAFSA application. We'll look at your EFC and we award you with the internal scholarship. So keep that in mind.
We're like sharks right now.
You're very popular.
Yeah, we are. So, and the great thing about this is going back to what she'll experience here at Denn John. First of all, she has a wonderful counselor here at Denn John. Mr. Wright's wife, one of my favorite counselors in the county, hands down. So she'll go through a career exploration program with her. When she comes up to the high school, they'll explore there. This is such a great question because a lot of children think, oh, to be a doctor, I can only follow this pathway. But there's so many different pathways that she could follow that would eventually lead her into becoming a doctor, which is why it's important for her to do that exploration to figure out where are my interests, what are the different pathways, and then she can decide which one she wants to follow. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
So many options. Thank you so much, all of my experts here. What other questions do we have? Do we have any questions about financial aid, FAFSA?
The dual enrollment, you can start at middle school. Is that what you said? Yes. So at Valencia, for example, honestly, I think every single OTEC college also accepts it.
Starting in 6th grade, you can start dual enrollment, although for middle schoolers, it is a little bit more restricted because since they're still underage, they have to have a parent or guardian on campus with them until they're out of the class.
Can they do it online still?
They can. That's the other option. So for middle schoolers, that's more of the viable option since they don't have to have the parent or guardian there with them. But they do need approval from their counselors and their parents or guardians. So it's that, and they also need a certain number of credits for the courses, and they have to be enrolled in at least one honors, AP, or at least a high school level equivalent class while they're in middle school. So.
Great question. What other questions do we have? Good. I actually learned a lot today, and I'm on the school board, so I'm so glad that you guys are here to educate me. If you don't have any additional questions, here's what I would. Oh, we do have one other question. Yes. Oh, ¿yo hablo español? ¿Cuál es la pregunta?
La pregunta es que esta reunión es muy importante para toda Osceola, pero la culpa la tienen los padres porque esto es importante. Esto que está aquí es importante para los niños o bien sea los adolescentes que quieran entrar al cole. Esta es una reunión que es una reunión muy importante para ellos. Y no hay mamá aquí de esos muchachos que están en su casa, los que estaban jugando básquetbol, debían de quedarse aquí para oír, pero
Oh wait, do you want me to translate the question or the comment?
You can translate for them. I understood the question.
Okay, so basically she said, in short, this is very important, lady. She wishes that there was more people here, of course, but that was the comment that was made.
Yo soy de acuerdo, 100% contigo. I'm disappointed that 2 weeks ago, to kick off our basketball program, this gym was packed. Parents were here, standing room only. There wasn't room for people to sit down. We had 60 high school kids in here playing basketball earlier, and none of them stayed for this meeting. You know, and it's a little bit disappointing. I mean, people at the high school, the basketball coach is revered, but Mr. Cook has put more kids in college than probably any basketball coach in Osceola County. You know, so the college and career counselors, all
all the counselors. I applaud Mr. Cook, all of you that are sitting up here for what you guys do. People look up to basketball players, but our real heroes are the Sheriff's Department and the KPD who are sitting down there. And you're right, it's a shame that more parents aren't in here. Terry was here at that meeting and handed out 100 flyers. She was here earlier today handing out flyers and getting people to stay. But, you know, I run a basketball program, yes, and it's my way to just get kids involved in the community. But the reality of someone doing what I did and receiving a scholarship to go to college and playing professional basketball, you have a better chance of winning the lottery than doing what I did. You know, and this should be the focus. And I got, out of all the kids in my program, I have 2 kids here, Isaac and Izzy. And Isaac, I'm glad you're here, and I hope that afterwards you ask some questions and get some information. I know you want to play basketball, but you should definitely explore this path as an option to help you get into school, you know, so great point that you made, thank you.
Great comments, thank you. What other questions do we have? Yes?
Is FAFSA only available to people who are in school now?
No. So the question is FAFSA available only to people in school? Who wants to answer? Yep, thank you.
Basically with the FAFSA, the seniors start filling out that FAFSA while they're in their senior year, but anybody can. You can fill out a FAFSA. If you're looking to go to college, and the FAFSA is for anybody. It's a free application. It determines your eligibility with regards to your Pell Grant, which is the free money the government gives you, as well as if you need student loans. It's right now we're running the 18-19 award year that ends on June 30th. And then the 1920 award year starts July 1st and runs to June 30th of next year. So it's available for anyone, anytime during the year.
Yeah, good. Oh, yeah, we want to add one more thing over here. Thank you.
Is it October, November for FAFSA, or also July?
What's the cutoff date for FAFSA?
You don't have a limit. You can apply for FAFSA at any moment. Okay, the primary education decides when put the application for the next fiscal year online. For example, 1920 was available since March, and fiscal year started in July. So you can apply for FAFSA if you want. For August, you can do it tonight. Okay. Something that I want to add is that, for example, someone mentioned that you could receive $6,000 as maximum award amount, but Pell Grant is for you available up to 6 years. So you have 6 years to apply for Pell Grant. Okay? Let's say that you have 6 years and you want to do a bachelor degree. A bachelor degree only takes 4 years and a half. So if you make first career for 1 year, you can complete with us, for example, electricity or HVAC, and then continue with your bachelor degree. Because some people think that, 4 years is a lot of time. I don't know what is going to happen. I'm not going to enroll in that career because I have a lot of situations that could change. If you want, you can take first a short program for 1 year. Pell Grant is going to pay for it, and then continue with the bachelor degree. Okay? The equivalent for Pell Grant for 6 years, or if you complete a bachelor degree. After you complete the bachelor degree, you are not more eligible for Pell Grant. So that's why we recommend, if you want, or the option for students, first take 1 year program and then continue to the bachelor degree. Okay? And if you think the amount of benefit that you can receive from Pell Grant, think $6,000 for 6 years, $36,000 in financial aid for you. And the primary education this year, 1920, Pell Grant have what we call year-round Pell, which allow you to get up to $12,000 of Pell Grant. Okay? So yes, everyone is eligible, everyone should apply for FAFSA. The way that you can look at it is, okay, today I apply for FAFSA, I have the money, what I'm going to do. Because you already have the money to pay for your education. The primary education take care of that. So a lot of people never take that opportunity because they don't know. Today you can go to your house, apply for FAFSA, and you are going to figure out that you're eligible for more of that or $6,000 depending on your application. That's not sure money. You have to apply and depending on your income and household family size is going to determine your eligibility. Okay, some people say, I make a lot of money, but if you have a lot of people in your family, let's say 3 kids, you can pre-select anyway. So just apply and the help is there for you.
Yes.
Is the program only for, is there any like program for higher level degrees like that?
So the question, so that everybody can hear, is the Pell Grant for higher education as well? Was that your question?
Beyond bachelor.
Beyond the bachelor's.
Financially have a lot of options. Pell Grant is only until bachelor degree, but you have loans and different kind of loans that you can take that you can take advantage of that. You have loans. Also, different institutions have a state grant and institutional grant. For example, we know accounting, we have institutional grant and state grant. So some people is not fully eligible for financial aid. The aid says that instead of 6,000, you result eligible for half the money, 2,000. We have other aid for you that could help you to pay in full that cost of the program, even if you are not fully eligible for financial aid.
Wonderful. Great questions. Yes.
I also wanted to add the FAFSA does not just determine your free eligibility, it does determine your loan eligibility, as well as some students at our school we offer, and I'm sure about other schools, we offer the federal work study program, where a student can actually work on our campus, and they earn a little about minimum wage in different departments, so that they have to complete their FAFSA as well to be determined for that.
So it's really a comprehensive application then. So definitely helps you spend the initial 10 hours and then, work your way in order to be able to figure out what you're eligible for. Great. What other questions? I'm a learning and development specialist. I teach adults. So whenever I ask a question of adults, I have a very long pause because adults don't immediately say anything. So I'm just gonna wait just a little bit.
To the FAFSA point.
Yes. This is a great, I think we should do a FAFSA workshop. Do you guys agree? That might be something that we can extend to the conversation as well. This seems to be a really important point.
We do have some FAFSA workshops.
Or we can just refer you to the FAFSA workshops.
I don't want us to just get caught up on FAFSA though. So again, with the end in mind, FAFSA is only part of the whole. So when I'm doing any financial education with my students, I talk to them about stacking. We talk about different ways to stack. And what I mean by stacking is there's no limit to the amount of money that you can get to go to school, right? So I tell them, I'm a product of Osceola County. So I'm not even gonna talk about it. I went to Valencia, but I elected to go to Valencia because I stayed home to help my mama out because she was working way too much, and that's just the kind of son I am, whatever. So I got Bright Futures, 100%. I went to Valencia through the Senate Honors College, 100%. Rotary Scholarship. I was a student athlete through the military. They gave me a scholarship, and then some random one that I wrote an essay for. I remember walking to Valencia's financial aid office, sliding them my school schedule, and them cutting me a $2,000 check each semester. So I tell them, listen, we have to think long term. You want to be a doctor? That's going to cost you a lot right there, boo. So I need you to do your FAFSA. I need you to apply for Bright Futures. I need you to apply for the Education Foundation Scholarship, and then I need you to apply to, at minimum, 1 or 2 scholarships a month throughout your senior year. There are scholarships available even freshmen. There are some available even in 8th grade. But the more that we apply to when they start releasing those awards the second semester of senior year, that money begins to roll in. You may cover the cost of all your schooling and more. That money then goes back into your pocket. That may get you your car for transportation. That may go back into some savings accounts so that you want to pursue a master's degree or a specialist degree, you can then pay for it. So while FAFSA is very important, and I will harp on FAFSA because our district needs to be at a higher completion percentage rate, that's only part of the whole. So when you start talking to the financial aid officers, tap them for the scholarships that are available to you that are in-house. OTEC has some, Valencia has the Valencia Foundation Scholarship, which is similar to our Education Foundation Scholarship. I remember being at Valencia in the fall. They were with the donors who were touring the campus that even gave them more money to offer to students. So FAFSA, Bright Futures, Education Foundation, every other scholarship that's available to you.
So stacking, I've actually never heard that term, but I'm going to adopt it, Autumn.
Stacking.
We're going to be stacking. That's how we're going to get to college. I love it. Great point. Yes?
found the scholarship for my son and everything, and he decided to student in New York, we can use it?
Yeah, absolutely. So FAFSA is a federal Pell Grant, so that will go anywhere in the nation. Many scholarships are national scholarships, anywhere in the nation. There are some that are just for the state of Florida, and it will say that when they're applying, you have to go to a school in Florida, whatever the case is. But everything else, anywhere. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yep.
Let me add something to that. You can actually add up to 10 colleges on your FAFSA application. So students should actually apply for many schools to see which one is best for them, which one is offering the most money. So you can apply up to 10 colleges on the FAFSA application.
Great points. Thank you, guys. What else? These are really good questions. Questions that I was not thinking about when I was going to school. I'm like, staff? This is a great point. Any other questions? All right. Oh, ¿tú tienes una pregunta? Oh, Ms. Sally? Yes.
Have the parameters for these scholarships changed over the last 10, 15 years? I'm just curious because both my sons graduated from Osceola. None of them got scholarships. They paid their way for all their schooling. They worked as servers in Olive Garden. But that didn't stop them from furthering their education. My son's wife, respiratory therapist, paid for every dime of her schooling, came from Columbia. Just curious, you know, you're telling me I can apply at my age, but nobody in my family ever got anything. Nothing.
Okay, so you're asking about
I'm just wondering
the parameters, or I mean, I guess we would. I don't know if you want to speak in private with some of the folks here, but maybe we would need to know, like, what did you apply for, and whatnot to figure out.
My one son went to dual enrollment through Valencia College. You know, I'm just saying. It's one of those things when you go in there and we're building our expectations and you get slapped in the face.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt that I'm saying this to you, and this is on the ideal side of things, and there are many of students that I run into that can't get the scholarships, can't get the FAFSA. I didn't get FAFSA. My mom worked 3 jobs, so it was like sink or swim.
I was a single parent.
Yeah, and that's how my mom was. And when I moved down here in 3rd grade, I tell my students, I used to clean hotel rooms with my mom on the weekend from 3rd grade all the way through my junior year. Then my junior year, I got a full-time job. And then my senior year, I had 2 full-time jobs, dual enrollment, AP courses. I was like, hella high water. I'm not going to get myself into a bad situation. So there are students that do run into that, which is, you're saying that to me, and like, just me and how much I love my kids, I'm like, I wish I would have had your kids so that I could have helped and guided, and I don't know the situation, but yeah, this is the ideal, but there are many families that they run out on that. So that's why we want to show you that there are multiple opportunities. So you have OTEC, which OTEC is one of our least expensive options. Florida Technical College is, I talk about the 4 E's. You have enrollment, so we're talking about college. You have enlistment. Military is something that we haven't even touched on just yet. And there's a ton of financial opportunities if we're serving in the military. There are employment, which is why I'm glad that Ironworks came out, because I have students that are not, college is not for them. So like last year I had 4% of my students, I connected them to employment opportunities. So they graduated and they went right into an apprenticeship program so that they could get their schooling funded, and they could get that training that they needed. And then you have exploration. So we don't talk about this a lot. I really don't want to talk about it, but I'm going to be honest with y'all. There is the gap year, and it's more popular in our European countries where they take that year off and they do explore and find themselves, but the plan is to come back and to do enlistment, enrollment, or to do employment. So there are plenty of ways for us to explore that, but I'm not going to sit here and lie to you like 100% of our students are going to get everything paid for. They're going to take their college route. Yeah, absolutely.
I think to your point, you really hit it on the head. Like over the last 10 years, there's been a great rise in understanding what we need to do to reach students to help them, get to the next step, whatever that might be. I do believe 10 years ago we didn't have the same emphasis on helping everybody get to that pathway. I think part of that came from, we were telling every kid that they needed to go to college, right? So we didn't necessarily have students that understood that there were other ways to do this. We didn't have staff members in our schools that understood how to get people to the next level if college wasn't going to be right for them. Within the past, I want to say 5 to 7 years, we've really started to see that shift. It's kind of like that better late than never type thing. Anthony is right, not all students qualify for different things. We don't have all of our students qualify for full financial aid, just depending on their income. But then we also had a rise in third-party partnerships like Career Source Central Florida, who helps us fund students not necessarily even for their entire schooling. They might help us fund students through a special program or help them with a certification test if the hardship came up in their life. So as educators, we have gotten a lot better at understanding what we need to do to get people to the next level. Our school board is a huge supporter of that, as you can see, and that's helped us begin to reach people this way. But I think you hit it on the head. I don't think the awareness nor the know-how to get there was there 10 years ago.
I say thank God for Chico. Yeah.
And also, to answer your question, yes, the Department of Education modify a lot the grants program, the Title IV programs. For example, this year is more possible for the people to be eligible for financial aid. They increase the limit of income, so now you can earn more money and still be eligible for financial aid. Something very important is that people need to apply every single year. For example, let's say that this year you have only one son in college. He result not eligible. The next year you have two in college. That is going to affect your eligibility. Because it's not the same to have one son in college than you have two in college. So some families, oh, my son is not eligible. And then the second son go to school and they don't keep applying because they think it's forever that they are not eligible. You have to apply again. For example, also if your family size change, that affects your eligibility. Let's say that the grandfather of the student moved to your house and now they become your dependent. You take care of your family, they live with you, they are your dependent, you provide more than 50% of their needs. That increases your family size, you need to reapply, and then you could become eligible for financial aid. Also, every year the amount of benefit is increased. The previous year was $6,095, this year $6,195. So yes, you should apply every single year. Also, every different institution is going to give you different options.
So helpful. Okay, so do we have any additional questions? So, first of all, I'm sure that all of these folks are available at all times. So everybody, you guys have your emails, you guys have, websites that you guys can go to and find out more information as well. So if you think of a question a little bit later, please go ahead and reach out to any of the folks that are here today, including myself. I will do the best I can to direct you in the right direction, of course. But I think that it was really helpful for you guys to come and get this information. It is the first time we're doing it, but I think that it is really important, maybe even to Sally's point, to educate the community. We have so many programs, so many pathways, so many ways to be successful in life. Sometimes we just don't know how to ask the right questions. So this is part of the reason why I wanted to have this forum, is to kind of start the conversation in our community. Maybe next year we'll have 300 people because you're telling all of your friends about this, I'm sure. But it's really a way to start the conversation, and that's really what I seek to do as a member of our community, help people ask the questions that they may not know how to ask. So I want to go ahead and reiterate to everyone in the panel, thank you so much for coming today. Thank you for being flexible, thank you for being open, thank you for just being here and answering questions and also being available. I appreciate everything you've done today. So I want to can we give them a round of applause, please? I also want to say thank you, of course, to the Mercy Foundation board, who is here as well. They helped me to kind of bring all of this stuff that was in my head to life, and we've talked about having this event, so I'm glad that we had it, and thank you so much for being here to support, and all of you guys for coming. Tell your friends that you really enjoyed it, that you really got a chance to talk up close and personal to all of these amazing educators, and we will see you with your friends next year.